You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become. Somewhere along the way, life may have broken you. The betrayal, the abandonment, the rejection, it might have cut you deeper than words can explain. People may have left. Scars on your heart that still bleed in silence, and I get it. That pain is real. But hear this, just because it's real doesn't mean it gets to define you. You don't have to wear your wounds like a badge. You don't have to keep replaying your lowest moments as if they're the full story. You're not the pain. You're the person who survived it, the one who woke up anyway, the one who kept going when everything in you wanted to quit. Asterisk, the world will try to label you by what you went through. It will try to limit you by what you've lost. But there's something deeper inside you, a voice that refuses to be silenced, a spirit that refuses to be small. That voice isn't asking for sympathy. It's demanding responsibility. Because power doesn't live in the hands of those who wait for validation. Power lives in the hearts of those who decide that enough is enough. That the cycle ends here. That the excuses stop now. That the old story doesn't get the final word. Asterisk, you're not weak for hurting. You're not soft for having moments where you struggled. But you're stronger than you think. And strength doesn't show up when life is easy. It shows up when everything falls apart and you choose to rise anyway. It's in the decision to show up for yourself, even when no one claps. It's in the silence when nobody's watching and you choose to work, heal, forgive, and grow. You don't need someone else to save you. You are your own rescue mission. You are your own turning point. Asterisk, it's easy to become addicted to the past. To keep rehearsing the scenes of your life where you were hurt, embarrassed, misunderstood. It becomes familiar, almost comforting. But that comfort becomes a cage. And if you're not careful, you'll build an identity out of your injuries. You'll stay stuck in a story that no longer serves you, all because it's what you know. But familiarity isn't freedom. Familiarity is often the enemy of transformation. Sometimes you have to step into the unknown to find the version of yourself that's been waiting to emerge. That version of you that is bold, grounded, healed, unshaken. That version is not a dream. It's a decision. Asterisk, every time you choose growth over comfort, you're choosing your future. Every time you forgive when it's easier to hold a grudge, you're cutting chains. Every time you get up when life knocks you down, you're making a statement. I am not my pain. I am not my past. I am not your opinion. I am a force becoming. Becoming something that fear can't touch. Becoming something that struggle can't stop. Becoming someone whose story becomes a lighthouse for others in the dark. Asterisk, what happened to you may not be your fault. But what you do next is absolutely your responsibility. That might feel heavy, but that weight, that's where your wings grow. Responsibility isn't a burden, it's your blessing. It's the key to taking your power back. It means you stop waiting for apologies that will never come. It means you stop blaming, stop pointing, stop waiting. You stand up and say, if no one else will write this next chapter of my life, I will. And you write it in blood, sweat, and fire. You write it with choices that elevate you. You write it with actions that align with the future, not the past. Asterisk, the truth is, the only thing standing between who you are and who you could be is your willingness to let go. Let go of the bitterness. Let go of the self-doubt. Let go of the need to be understood by everyone. Let go of that voice that says you're not enough. You are not who you were. You are who you're becoming. And becoming is messy. It's uncomfortable. It's painful. But it's beautiful. Because every tear, every scar, every late night where you chose to fight instead of fold, all of it becomes part of the foundation you stand on. Asterisk. People might never know the full weight of what you carry. They might never see the war behind your smile, but you do. You know the nights you didn't give up. You know the days you kept going without applause. You know the prayers you whispered when no one was listening. That quiet resilience is sacred. That silent strength is holy. And it's proof that you don't need a perfect past to build a powerful future. You just need a decision, a choice. One moment of radical honesty that says, I'm done being defined by what broke me. Asterisk, you can't move forward while clinging to an identity rooted in defeat. You have to bury the version of you that settled, that played small, that apologized for existing. There's no breakthrough without burial. There's no resurrection without letting something die. So, maybe it's time. Time to let the old narrative go. Time to stop asking for permission. Time to stand in the fullness of who you are. Because you don't owe the world your pain, you owe the world your power. Asterisk. It's not about proving anything to anyone else. It's not about being seen or praised or liked. It's about choosing to become the kind of person you can respect. The kind of person who walks with integrity, lives with purpose, loves with depth. The kind of person who, even in the face of pain, chooses to build something better. Something lasting. Something real. Asterisk. So look in the mirror and understand this. You are not what you've been through. You are not what they did to you. You are not the mistakes you made in survival mode. You are what you decide today, right now, in this moment. That's where your freedom begins. Asterisk. Life doesn't come with guarantees, and it surely doesn't hand out victory without a battle. When the storms rage and the nights grow long, it's easy to question if you're really cut out for this. But deep within you, there's a truth that challenges every lie spoken by doubt and fear. You were not built to break, you were built to rise. Every breath you take is proof that you've already overcome more than you thought you could. The fact that you're still here, still standing, still fighting, is evidence that you were designed for resilience. Asterisk. Pain has a voice. It whispers that you've gone as far as you can go, that the weight is too heavy, that maybe giving up is the only logical option. But there's a louder voice inside of you that refuses to be silenced. The voice of purpose, the voice of perseverance. It doesn't come from comfort. It was forged in trials. It was built in silence when no one was clapping, when no one saw the tears behind the grind, when you kept showing up even though everything in you wanted to quit. That's where strength is born. Asterisk. You are not defined by your setbacks. You are shaped by how you respond to them. The difference between those who rise and those who stay down isn't talent or luck, it's resolve. It's the decision to say, I may be hurting, I may be tired, but I will not stay down. You see, adversity doesn't expose your weakness. It reveals your will. It shows you how deep your roots run, how unshakable your spirit truly is. When everything around you is falling apart and you still find the courage to keep going, that's not normal. That's power. Asterisk. Think about what you've already endured. There were moments you didn't think you'd survive, moments that broke your heart, moments that tested your mind, moments that made you question everything. But here, you are, not because it was easy, not because you had all the answers, but because something in you refused to stay down. That something is what separates you. That's the fire that cannot be extinguished. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is the bounce back, the comeback, the rise. Asterisk. There will be seasons when the people you counted on disappear. When encouragement is nowhere to be found and all you have is your own voice telling you to get back up. And sometimes that voice is barely a whisper. But even a whisper can move mountains when it comes from conviction. It's in those moments when you're lying flat on the ground with every reason to quit that you must choose to rise anyway. You don't need the applause. You don't need the spotlight. You don't even need the perfect plan. All you need is the willingness to take one more step. And then another. And another. Asterisk. Rising is not about never falling. It's about never letting the fall be your final chapter. It's about choosing growth over comfort, courage over fear, and discipline over excuses. You weren't built to stay in the valley. You weren't meant to make a home in the dark. That fire inside of you, it wasn't placed there by accident. It's the signal that there's more in store, more strength, more clarity, more victory. But to see it, you have to keep moving even when the path isn't clear, even when the destination seems far, even when your legs feel like giving out. Asterisk. When you start rising, you shift the atmosphere. People begin to take notice, not because you shouted the loudest, but because you endured the most. They'll wonder how you did it, how you kept going, how you kept the faith. They won't understand that it was in the quiet battles, In the sleepless nights, in the moments when your heart was breaking and no one saw, that's where you won. That's where you became who you were always meant to be. Asterisk, you weren't born with a silver spoon or a red carpet. You weren't given shortcuts. You earned your grit. You earned your wisdom. You earned your scars, and those scars, they don't make you less valuable. They make you authentic. They remind you of how far you've come and how much strength you've developed along the way. Every trial carved out a new layer of resilience. Every delay developed a new level of patience. Every fall taught you how to stand with more stability than before. Asterisk, the world will try to label you based on your lowest moments. It'll try to confine you to your past. But you were not built to live in what was. You were built to rise into what is and what's coming. Don't let temporary defeat convince you it's permanent. Don't let a bad chapter make you close the book. You still have so much more to live, more to give, more to overcome. But it starts with remembering who you are and what you're made of. You are not ordinary. You are not fragile. You are not finished. Asterisk, you don't have to fake strength. You don't have to pretend the journey is easy. But you do have to be real with yourself. Real about what you want. Real about what you're willing to endure to get there. And if you're truly honest, you'll realize that no amount of pain can keep you from rising, not as long as you make the decision to do it. Rise tired, rise wounded. Rise afraid, but rise anyway. Because every time you rise, you break the limits that were meant to hold you. Every time you rise, you get closer to the version of yourself that's been waiting on the other side of your struggle. Asterisk, this is not the end. It's not even the middle. It's a new beginning. The fire didn't destroy you, it refined you. The losses didn't defeat you, they developed you. The darkness didn't swallow you, it prepared you for the light. And now that you've come this far, you owe it to yourself to keep rising. Keep growing, keep believing. Because everything you need is already inside you. The power, the fight, the faith, the rise, asterisk.